Hello everyone, this is Tim, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. When I was a young boy, we went over to my grandparents' house one day, and I noticed that they got this new device on the back of their pickup truck that I thought was pretty fascinating. You open the door, you walk inside. It had a bed that was mounted over top of the cab, had a little dinette area off to the one side, had a little refrigerator, had a little cook stove, and had this little bathroom. And I just thought that was the most fascinating thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I tried to talk my grandparents into letting me move into their truck, but they were like, no, that's for us. So I'm like, okay. But anyway, that began a lifelong fascination with recreational vehicles. Skipping forward a couple of decades, December 2nd, 2019, Hex launches, and my interest in motorhomes started to become more focused. I do have some experience with the RV lifestyle, but I never actually owned one of my own. So after getting involved with cryptocurrency back in 2011, the prospect of owning one was presented before me, but it was one of those things that I wanted but didn't absolutely have to have. So time just went on. But after Hex launched, the opportunities started to become a little more realistic, especially after April the 18th, when the God Stake took place and we got that gigantic green candle on the price chart that we've never gone below ever since. So as a result, I started watching several YouTube videos on a regular basis that were walkthroughs of motorhomes. And there was one channel in particular called National Indoor RV Centers that I was very fond of. Angie, the primary host of those videos, is very well informed, and really can't say enough about her as far as her knowledge of motorhomes. And eventually I just started watching them like all the time on a regular basis. Must have seen at least 50 of them. I'd come home from work every day and watch one. And however, at one point there were like 3 videos in a row where she had talked about different features that were ideal for the grandchildren. And suddenly, after hearing that like 3 times, I realized I don't have any grandchildren because I don't have any children. And basically my interest in motorhomes just vanished, like literally just disappeared. And I stopped watching videos altogether for about 3 weeks or so. Eventually, the YouTube algorithm suggested that I watch this video from this company called Leisure Travel Vans. And the picture of the motorhome that was on the thumbnail with this video was rather appealing. You know, one thing that I've noticed about motorhomes, there's 3 different types. There's Class A, which is the big bus. They're the biggest ones. The Class B, which is like a camper van. And then there's a Class C, which is in between, ironically enough. They're usually, they usually have the bunk over top of the cab that sleeps another person, and they're not quite as long as the Class A. And I've had an interest in all 3 of them at one point. However, with the Class B, with the camper van, I mean, that's okay for somebody if it was just for me, but I would like to be able to entertain a guest. And so I was looking at a Class C, but really you know, the Class A is the GOAT. That's the big one. But like I said, I lost all interest in all of them until I saw this video from Leisure Travel Vans. And, you know, one thing about the Class A's is a lot of them, you know, they're not a sexually appealing vehicle. I mean, they're like Volvos from the early 80s. I mean, they're like boxes on wheels. It's like, I mean, I suppose if you have grandchildren, that doesn't matter. But, you know, that was just a turnoff. But the Leisure Travel Van, you know, it almost looks like a sports car motorhome. And that appealed to me. And after watching the video, I was hooked again. Particularly on this particular brand. They have a couple different floor plans, and I ended up getting what is called the Unity corner bed model. And I posted a picture of it on Twitter, and I told some of the people that responded that I was working on a walkthrough video. So this is it. This is the 2022 Leisure Travel Van Unity corner bed model that I just procured this past Friday, the 13th of all days. And so allow me to introduce you to this motorhome. So this motorhome is built on the Mercedes-Benz chassis. This is the driver's area, obviously. You can see different features. The seats here actually turn around, swivel around all the way, and become part of the motorhome. And if I start it, which is fairly simple, you can see, yeah, an entertainment center. It came with a month of Sirius XM for free, so I haven't played around with that. I just let it sit on the default station for now. And the way this steering is set up, you can adjust and control everything on the entertainment and navigation panel with these controls on this side of the steering wheel. You have different features here. And the controls on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, they allow you to control all of the features on the dashboard. So this way, you don't have to be distracted when you drive. You can just control everything from the steering wheel, including things like the cruise control. And it also has some of the safety features that my Tesla has, such as the cruise control that automatically slows down as you approach another vehicle so that you don't have to worry about slamming on your brakes or rear-ending them. All right, so this is it. This is the 2022 Leisure Travel Van Unity model corner bed that I got from La Mesa RV in Mesa, Arizona. Actually, the vehicle is made in Canada, and then they shipped it here to Arizona. What's really nice that I like about this is how they designed the cab to blend in with the chassis. The contour lines, they follow, the motorhome follows the contour lines on the chassis. And I really like these Alcoa aluminum rims that came with it. There's actually an upgrade that I was given along with this model. And then this step right here has a feature where you can lock it in place. Otherwise, every time you open and close the door to the coach, the stair would retract automatically. So now I have it locked in the open position since we're parked. And it has several outside storage compartments. They gave me this key. nice tension mounting bar here that keeps it open so it doesn't fall on you while you're trying to get in there. And there are several of these compartments that are included with this package. One of the challenges with smaller RVs is storage capacity. And this right here is the hot water heater. This is a tankless hot water heater, so you always have on-demand hot water. There is a 1 liter reservoir that they have here, so if you keep that filled with water, you have a feature that you can keep that 1 liter warm, so that when you turn on your water, you have instant hot water. You don't have to cycle enough through the plumbing to get hot water, which is important when you are doing what is called dry camping, or as some people who are experienced RVs call it, boondocking, which is where you just park your motorhome out in the middle of nowhere and you're not connected to any utilities. You're just living off of whatever you have available. And fresh water is going to be one of the things that you're going to use up the quickest. So anything that you can do to conserve water helps. These ports right here are for the furnace that heats the inside of the motorhome. And then in this compartment, hopefully the wind doesn't affect the audio too much. I'm talking a little loud so that it helps. But anyway, this is the large storage compartment on the exterior. And one of the options that I got with this is this collapsible table. That connects to the motorhome right here. Just slides right onto these brackets. So now, if you're outside on a beautiful sunny day in Arizona like it is here, and you want to have a meal, you want to cook, you got an exterior table, and there's also a exterior LP connection under here, so you can have like a gas grill mounted on your table also. The back doesn't really have much to offer. There is an optional ladder that I chose not to get just because fortunately the backing is still in here, so if they decide, or if I decide to have it attached later, I can. It's got 5,000, well, about 4,500 pound towing capacity, depending on how much you load the motorhome with other gear. That would also include how much water and how much other things you're carrying. And then on this side, this is the service center. This is where all of your utilities are. Your water hookups, your dump station, so when you need to dump your black water or your gray water, which is basically your sewage and your shower sink water, those controls are all in here. This particular model I ordered with an optional, what is called a macerator pump. This allows you to connect like a garden hose to here, so if you need to dump your wastewater, you can run a hose into like a toilet or into an outhouse if you're someplace where you don't have an official dump station. Just about every campground has a dump station, but just in case you're someplace where you don't, you have another option for removing your waste in a way that doesn't pollute the area around you. There's also your ability to fill your water tank. You can run a hose. You can actually run a hose up through the bottom, and I have a 90-degree elbow that can go onto the water inlet, so this can stay closed while I'm hooked up to what is called city water. And then there's also an option where you have this hose that you can run down through the floor here, and you can put it in like a bucket or something to extract water out of and fill the water tank that way. So like if you're camping out in the woods and you're near a pond or a stream, you can get some water from there in a bucket, put this in the bucket, turn your switch and fill your water tank that way when you're dry camping or boondocking, as it were. This is your 30 amp service. This is called shore power, where you can plug in at a campground. Come on. Oh. It was already unlocked. This is the electrical cable that comes with it. Like I said, it's a 30 amp. I got this accessory for being able to connect it to a 50 amp plug also, because that's what I've got parked in my garage to charge the Tesla. And if you are going to plug in a campground or anywhere outside, it's always nice to have a surge protector that you can plug your plug into before you attach it to the motorhome. The motorhome does have a surge protector in it, but I was told by the dealer, if something happens and that surge protector blows, you have to take the motorhome in and you have to have it replaced. They have to get to it, and it's a big procedure. It's better to just have an external one, so if this one blows, you can just buy another one. This compartment contains an LP generator. So this generator is a means of charging the house batteries and for also running the air conditioning and running the convection oven when necessary. The fact is that unit does come with solar panels and they charge the house batteries, so you have that option. You basically have three sources of power for keeping this motorhome running. You have your generator, which runs off the propane. The propane tank accesses part of the service center, so that's one source of power. You could plug in to shore power, that's the second source of power, and as I said, there is solar panels, 400 watts of solar power that you're getting for free that charges your batteries, which can be as a source of power for running the lights and the appliances inside the coach. And yeah, so that is pretty much the outside. Another thing that I like about this model motorhome, the seamless windows. There's no frame, so it's just less bumps, just more aerodynamic, more visually appealing personally. Right now I have the bottom part of the windows open, and the way these windows are designed, if it's raining, doesn't matter. The rain is not going to get up inside the windows the way they're designed. This is air input and output for the refrigerator, which is necessary to keep the refrigerator cold, because the RV refrigerators are a different design than your standard household refrigerators. Another feature that 7 feet, about 12 feet long, and I like how it clears this door. I've seen other homes where they have like a wheel attached to the door because it rubs up against the awning. You don't have that problem here. And this has lights on the outside, so you got this stretched out at night. You turn the lights on. There's also an LED light here above the kitchen window to keep this area nice and illuminated for outdoor cooking, anything like that. And it also has a safety feature that if a strong gust of wind comes along and agitates the awning too much, it'll automatically retract. I'm not going to sit around and wait for a gust of wind to do that. I'm just going to manually retract it. And that's basically it. I mean, I've seen older homes where you had to manually, literally have to use a cranking device to make your awning come out. And then you have these legs that fold down. It's almost a two-person job. But with this, push of a button, done. Go ahead and hit the... So that is the outside. Why don't we take a walk and see what the inside looks like? Fortunately, this door has a catch on it so it doesn't open all the way and smack against this door and cause damage. But anyway, this is the inside. So this table is an upgrade. It's detachable, and it also can spin around to accommodate people getting in and out of the cab. There's a locking mechanism under there to keep it in place. There's plenty of storage. We have this storage compartment right here that has a safe. For the record, my private keys for my MetaMask wallet are not in this safe. Storing private keys in a motorhome is probably the second worst place you can store them, next to storing them on the internet. So just a little security advice there. I could picture Papa B growing hair so he could pull it out of his head if he knew I was storing my private keys in my motorhome. But there's also storage compartments here on the side. And, you know, you notice how, you know, there's plenty of walking space in this motorhome. But what's really nice is if you open up the service area right here, the motorhome actually has a slide out. So now you've got almost twice as much living space to move around and have people just come on in. So why don't you come on in? This dining area can actually convert into another bed. If you take the cushions off here, you take all four of the cushions off, then this So when you take the cushions off, this table goes down. There's a locking mechanism that keeps it in place so that you put the cushions back on and this turns into a bed. There's also storage compartments under the benches for storing some larger items. Again, this place is full of storage. It's really nice. And if you look over here, this is the control center for the RV. All of the options are located here. This is the 4-point leveling jacks that stabilizes the motorhome once you get it parked. This switch is to turn on the heat pads for the lithium batteries because they don't function very well in cold weather. Not that I plan on going where cold weather is anymore. This is the button for making the slide out come in and out. And this is the settings for the water heater that I showed earlier on the outside. And this is to let you know the status of things such as your batteries, how much fresh water you have, how much gray water you have, how much black water there is, and the volume of propane that you have in your tank. This is the auto gen start for the generator. One of the features this motorhome has because of the propane generator is a climate control where you can set the temperature, gets below that level, generator automatically kicks on, cools down the motorhome, which is really nice if you have pets. And then this is for the inverter, which takes the power from the batteries, from the solar, and allows you to run the various appliances. Got some nice coat hangers here, some cubbies, and yeah, you got some coat hangers here. You got cubbies up and down below. You got a place to put your shoes so they're not just occupying space. And then over here you have a TV. This TV is can come out. It's got a nice sound bar on top. You can pivot it so people watching, sitting here can watch, people sitting in the front seat can watch. Really nice feature. That's part of the motorhome. Up here you have a DVD player, Blu-ray player. You have this splitter box because there's also a TV in the bedroom. And if somebody up here wanted to watch Richard Hart, for example, educate some dum-dums, they could do that. And if somebody laying into bed, they want to watch somebody like Johnny Chaos or Wales Only annihilate some furus, people can do two different things at the same time because of this splitter box. And there's also options up here for getting different types of cable and internet services. There is a WineGuard upgrade internet service that came with this particular motorhome. Still need to learn how to subscribe and get all that going, but I literally just got this thing. I haven't even done anything yet. I literally am just now starting to play around with this. This is a hanging closet for hanging clothes, obviously. Very nice, large closet. And as you walk into the walkway, besides the fire extinguisher, you got the fuse box. You have some switches that control the step, the lighting, and there's also exterior lights that are controlled from there also. This is considered the galley area, a kitchen basically. I love these curved doors. Again, this kind of craftsmanship is what sold me on this particular motorhome. Most of the cabinets in most motorhomes, everything's square. Now granted, that cabinet is square, but it's designed that way. That works. But the other cabinets, the doors have this curved wood. The handles are hidden, so are the hinges. So when you close them, you would hardly know that they were cabinets. They look like they're a natural part of the motorhome. There's also 3 cabinets over here above the dining area that are designed the same way. Curved doors, hidden hinges, hidden handles. Again, you wouldn't even know that they were cabinets unless you knew. So anyway, you got a 2-burner cook stove here that runs off of the propane. You have this drawer here for storing things like scrubbing pads. You got these 3 soft closing drawers. This one's got all my remotes in it. I don't even know how half these remotes work. I'm still reading up on this. You got another nice deep drawer here, and then another one down here that has some accessories in it that I need to learn about, including a replacement water filter. Yay! You have this sink, nice deep well sink. This removable cover that can serve as a cutting board. Also has this cut on the side so you can run water while you're doing things. Here you got some places for paper towels, some other accessories. This is your air conditioning controls for the heat and the air conditioning. The air conditioning system comes with a heat pump, so you can heat the vehicle with electricity and not have to use so much propane. Again, anything that you can do to conserve energy when you're out dry camping helps. Again, we have curved doors. You got this roundish curved door that follows the curve of the countertop. That kind of detail is just what makes this particular motorhome appreciate in value. When I went to pick this up, the guys at the dealership were telling me the wait list for this motorhome now is going on 3 years. And I've spoken to another owner of one of these leisure travel vans, and they told me that, you know, these things are going up in value. This is like the Rolex of motorhomes. I often think if Richard Hart designed motorhomes instead of cryptocurrency products, this is probably what would be his design. So anyway, this is a microwave and a convection oven. It does both. So it does conventional cooking, and it can also serve as a microwave. And because of the lithium battery upgrade, this could run off the inverter, whereas usually it would have to run off of the propane generator. There is another hanging closet here. Most motorhomes this size, you'd be lucky to have one hanging closet. This one has 2, so it's kind of like a his and hers type of thing. And the table that is screwed into the floor between the passenger and driver's seat, that comes apart in 2 pieces and gets stored. There's a place to put it inside this closet. There's also another little storage spot up here for different food items. And another thing I like about this, if I can get it unlocked, here we go, has this slide out pantry. So you can just put all kinds of food products in here, and then it locks into place. So when you're driving, it doesn't fly open. There's a heat vent down here that is adjustable. So when you run your heating, there's also some more drawers here for storage. Another storage compartment down here. Nice thing about this is I fit in this bed. I'm 6'4". I can stand up inside this motorhome. I actually have some clearance. I could stand up straight. I don't have to hunch over. The bed, I can stretch out on the bed. So yeah, this is the bed. It's long enough. Yeah, I could pretty much stretch out all the way laying in this bed. Plenty of room for another person, just saying. There's also 5 more storage compartments back here. And you got to close this one to open these 2. Air conditioning ducts in the ceiling. What's really neat also is this refrigerator. You know, if you ever had one of those days where you just want to lay in bed all day and eat ice cream, and it's like, oh, but I got to get up. Oh man, it's so much effort. I got to walk all the way out here. Oh yeah, and open up the freezer to get my ice cream. Well, with this model of motorhome, you actually don't. You can just wake up, freezer and the refrigerator open from both sides. So now I can just reach in, grab it, and pass back up. I don't even have to get out of bed. There's USB ports for plugging in your phones and stuff in the back here. There's a little shelf cubby for books or whatever trinkets you need to put there. And then this is the bathroom area. Now, most motorhomes this size, they have what is called a wet bath, which is where you basically sit on the toilet and take a shower sitting on the toilet. This has a stand-up residential shower. And again, I'm 6'4" and I can stand up inside this shower enclosure. There's a skylight up here that I'm clearing it by about 2 inches. And so this is actually quite an upgrade for a motorhome this size. And what's really neat is the door, the side of the door has a squeegee. So when you close the door, all the water runs down off of your door back into the shower pan, which is nice because, you know, water has a tendency to stain glass and other shower components. So that's just another detail that they've put into this motorhome that just makes it that much more enjoyable. My friend who took me down to pick up the motorhome at the dealership, he's a plumber. So of course he comes in here and he's looking at the plumbing fixtures and he's like, whoa, dude, these are like top of the line plumbing fixtures that they put in here. This ain't no joke. And again, you have what is called a Corian countertop here for the bathroom sink. There's a compartment under here. You got a water filter system under here. This switch is for the water pump, so if you have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, you don't have to walk all the way out there to turn on the water. You just turn it on here. Has this little feature for cleaning out the tank, and if you want to use it as a bidet, like Hexologist would probably appreciate doing. It also has like a little medicine cabinet here. It's got this mirror. It has a fan in the ceiling. There's also a fan above the stove. That is important because when you're living in a confined space like an RV, things like showers and boiling water create condensation. And if you don't have a way of removing that condensation, that buildup can cause your wood to rot over time. It can cause mold and just other issues. But the grand finale, the thing that makes this motorhome the best, you know, I talked about how it has these curved cabinets and curved doors. The bathroom door is curved. It's a semicircle. I could spend an hour playing with this door like a fidget spinner. I'm just like, wow, whoa, wow, that's so amazing. A curved door. I'd never seen that ever in my entire life, a curved door like that. And to have that in a motorhome, again, makes this vehicle just a top-notch purchase. And another thing that I like about this, as I said, I wanted to get something that had 2 separate sleeping areas, so that way if I wanted to entertain a guest, they can have their own sleeping place. And this also has a privacy curtain for whoever's sleeping in this area. So now, not only do you have 2 separate sleeping areas, but you also have privacy. The bathroom is still accessible for both people. And again, just really, I could not have asked for anything else in a motorhome. This thing is just a gift from heaven. And I'm glad that I was able to share this with you. I hope this motivates you to stake it till you make it, to get whatever things have been put on your heart to either get or to accomplish through Hex and the other products that are going to be a part of the Pulse Chain ecosystem, which is going to be launching any day now. and it's going to be awesome. So again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.